Will there be sex in paradise? Yes.
To say that there's going to be sex in paradise. The Islamic paradise is somewhere physical. Okay, this tells us of how serious Allah is not. Allah is never serious.
No, there will be sex in paradise. There will be food in paradise.
This is what tells us for sure that Islam is about everything materialistic, everything material. There isn't anything spiritual about Islam. Once again, I greet you, beloved, and I welcome you to u.s.a Media. This time round, beloved, we're going to react on the portion of Dr. Shabir Ali as well. He actually responded to some Shamoun. And quickly, shall we take a quick break and we return? Beloved, we know for sure that heaven is a serious place. I'll be get to me. God is very much serious. God doesn't play. I'll be get to me. There is nothing going to. There isn't going to be anything like sexual relations in heaven and all that, because heaven isn't a physical place. Heaven is a spiritual place and all that. So even in the Bible, Jesus Christ was very much specific in Matthew 19 verse and Matthew 22 as well. He said that in heaven, we are going to be like angels. Okay, we're not going to be marrying over there. Because angels do not have sex and all that. I'll be get to me. So we're not going to have sex in heaven. We're not going to marry in heaven. How we get to me? Sex and all that happens, marriage and all that happens on this earth. Okay. But is this the same in the Islamic heaven as well? Islam also teaches about heaven. They call heaven Jannah in Arabic. How we get to me? But is the Islamic heaven equivalent to, and where's the Christian heaven? Shall we go to Dr. Shabir Ali and return?
Will there be sex in paradise? Yes.
So you see, according to Dr. Shabir Ali, in response to some Shamoun, there's going to be sex in paradise. You get that? So he says there's going to be sex in paradise. And this really tells you for sure that the Islamic paradise is different from the biblical paradise, or the paradise Bible speaks of. Do you understand? This actual paradise the Shabir Ali is talking about has to do with the abode of Allah. You get that? Heaven. That's exactly what he's talking about. Okay? Because he's talking about the final day. The day that everyone will be rewarded, because Muslim men are going to be rewarded with 70 virgins. Some say 72 virgins. And the Muslim men are going to be given some strong penises or some strong manhoods. You get that? And with that manhoods, they're going to, each and every single individual Muslim man is going to have sex, non-stop sex with all the 72 or 70 virgins. You get that? So it's sexual competition going to go on in the Islamic heaven. Okay, the women are going to be used like a doormat. You get that? They're going to be used like sex toys. They're going to be used like sex machines. So this really tells us of how and what respect Islam has for women. Okay, what respect Muhammad had for women. Okay, this is very much uncalled for. It seems Islam makes women look fancy. They are useless. They are worthless. You get that? What about the women? What reward are they going to be given? What reward are they going to be given? But you're going to use, and one thing that is very much painful has to do with the idea that Dr. Shabir Ali is going to be able, or he was able to say that in the previous lesson, that this is the reason they are not having sex outside marriage. Okay, though I think maybe Dr. Shabir Ali is having about 2, 3, or 4 wives. You get that? Maybe. I said maybe. Okay, most Muslim men are having 10, 10, 10, 5, 5, 5, 4, 4, 4 wives and all that. What about the women? And you are still claiming this is the reason you're not having sex outside marriage, outside the marriage bond. All because in heaven you are going to be giving 70 virgins. This is wickedness. This is wickedness. And this creates aspersion on your religion. And you are very happy teaching this way, debating this way. And your people, your addresses are very happy and are giving you fans over there. They are happy. And the women are clapping over there. The men are misusing you this way. They are undermining you this way. They are underrating you this way. Looking down on you this way, and you are happy, clapping. Do you think we hate you whenever we disclose stuff like this to you? We don't. But the Bible never teaches this way. The Bible tells every Christian to marry only one, have only one wife. Do you understand? That's what the Bible tells every Christian. The man has one wife, and a woman has one husband. It's a cheat to marry another woman aside your wife. It's a cheat. What about the women? What benefit do they have? And even your own Quran never allow you to marry 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wives and all that. The Quran, as the statement within the Quran is a condition. It's a conditional statement. Allah in Quran chapter 4 verse number 3 says that if you can be truthful to all the 4 wives, 2 or 3 wives, then marry them. If you cannot, then marry only one. And in Quran chapter 4 verse 129 says that no matter what you do, no matter how much you will try as a Muslim man, you can never marry multiple wives and be truthful to them equally. That's the Quran is saying you marry only one. The Quran is saying you marry only one. You are taking women like a glutton. Look at you. And you are happy clapping as a Muslim woman. Do you think we hate you when we disclose stuff like this to you? Okay, so he is not ashamed to say that there's going to be sex in paradise. The Islamic paradise is somewhere physical. Okay, this tells us of how serious Allah is not. Allah is never serious. The Islamic Allah is never serious. He's going to allow such sexual competition in heaven, and you are happy disclosing this. You are happy. Okay, what next?
Now I ask the Christians, what will you do in paradise? Play the harp and sing hymns?
This is, excuse me to say, an interrogative question. It's a question that doesn't demand an answer. If you claim you are very much conversant with biblical passages, that's a bit of a lie. If you claim you are very much aware of biblical passages or biblical texts, if you are very much aware of the Bible, you wouldn't ask this question. Okay? How do you answer this question yourself? Or if you're a Christian watching, how do you answer this question? And what's going to go on in heaven? What are we going to do there? Are we going to have sexual relations over there? Is heaven a physical place? Are we going to be materialistic in heaven? Are we? So on this earth, Allah gave limitations in regards to marriage. But in Jannah, he's going to break that rule he gave on earth. He told you to marry only one. Okay? And you just overlook what actually is stipulated in Quran chapter 4 verse 129. And you still marry about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and all that. Even your prophet broke this kind of command in the Quran. Okay? He's giving you limitation under the sun. But in heaven, he's actually going to give you more than what actually he gave you here. And you are happy. You're going to be given a strong penis. Excuse me to say, you're going to be given strong penis to have sex in heaven, and you are happy. Okay, so yes, in heaven, we're not going to do that. We're going to do something serious in heaven. Okay, in heaven it's a serious business. In the heaven Christianity speaks of, it's a serious business. We're not going to play over there. We're not going to watch porn over there, pornographic movie over there. Do you understand? We're not going to have sex competition in heaven like it's going to happen in the Islamic heaven. You are happy disclosing this as an Islamic preacher. Look at you. Shamoun Paul, you are happy with these teachings? Malam Hafiz Buhari, you are happy with these teachings? This is very much on call for great aspersion on your religion. Okay, it tells us of how materialistic you people are. Okay? It tells us of how materialistic you people are. You think of only the fleshly stuffs. You cannot stay if you do not have sex in heaven. Look at that. You've had all sort of sex you want to have on this earth, and in heaven too, you're going to have sex in front of your Allah. And you claim Allah is holy. Look at that. Well, what next, please?
In fact, when Jesus spoke about the kingdom of God, he spoke about a kingdom which in some ways resemble our present kingdom.
Look at all this, beloved. We mean serious business when we talk about heaven. Do you understand? We mean serious business. Okay? Christianity doesn't tolerate these kind of stuffs. Christianity doesn't tolerate this kind of stuffs. If you are very much well abreast with the teachings of Christianity, okay, if you are very much you are very much conversant of what actually the Bible says, the biblical teachings in regards to heaven, seriously, you would know for sure that the Bible means a serious business. The Bible isn't a scam. Do you understand? Islam knows for sure that for them to propagate their religion, or Muslims know for sure that for their religion to be sustaining or to be maintaining, for the religion to be persisting, they have to be involving themselves into many marriages. Okay? Having sex here and there. Marrying multiple wives and other, giving our children just like that. You get that? This is very much uncalled for. So you see, this tells us of how naive Dr. Shabir Ali is when it comes to biblical passages. He says when Jesus Christ was talking about the kingdom of heaven, he was actually having our physical kingdom in mind. Look at that. If you study what the Bible, you get to know that Jesus Christ wasn't talking about physical kingdom. Study what the book of Daniel chapter 4, verse number 24. Okay? You get to know that the kingdom the Bible spoke of hasn't anything to do with the physical kingdoms we have in over here. Is that what Jesus Christ tells the executives? He told them that if his kingdom were off this earth, he would have his people fight for him. You get his people would rise and they would never allow him to be arrested. But since his kingdom wasn't of this world or this earth, surely he didn't require for physical men to fight on his behalf, because he died on a cross. Okay, he died based on the foreknowledge of God. Do you understand? Even that's what the Quran tries to depict in Surah An-Nisa, ayah 157, and you misunderstand this. This has created great divisions in Islam. Do you understand? Jesus Christ wasn't making reference to any physical kingdom. He was making reference to his church. Read Matthew 16, verse number 18 and 19. He was talking about the church that he said he would build, his own church. The church that belongs to him, the church of Christ. You have to know well the prepositional phrase of. Do you understand? In Romans 16, verse number 16. What next? Dr. Shabir Ali.
And if you think the sons of God in heaven do not have sex, then what were they doing in Genesis chapter 6, mating with the daughters of men and producing the giants of old?
So you see, beloved, this also tells us for sure that Dr. Shabir Ali is very much naive when it comes to biblical texts or biblical passages. Do you understand? I think I've studied with you ever here on this platform. Do you understand? I told you that the sons of man and the sons of God, the Bible stipulates in Genesis 6, isn't something spiritual. Do you understand? The sons of God here in Genesis 6 isn't about angels. Okay, if you study what the Bible, you get to know that the Bible was speaking of two lines of humanity. Okay, two lines of people. Do you understand? That's exactly what the Bible was speaking of. Because in the Bible we get to know that Abel began to be worshiping God. He began to do what actually was right in front of God, and that's exactly what Cain didn't like, and he caused his death. He took his life out of his hand. You get that? So Cain became, obstinate. Cain became stubborn. Cain became a sinner. And he was giving birth in sin. Okay, he was doing stuff that were not in correspondence with God, the will of God. Okay, it was not until the time of Seth people began mentioning God. People began worshiping God. Okay, so there came two lines of humanity. the line of Seth and the line of Cain. I hope you get it with me. The descendants of Cain were the ones being referenced as the sons of man. And the descendants of Seth were the ones being referred to as the sons of God. I hope you get it with me. The sons of God in the sense that they were the ones worshiping God. They knew God. They had been introduced to the will of God. They were worshiping God. You understand? So they knew the line, the way of God. And thus they were not at first going by the way, the path of Cain and his descendants. Okay? But a time came, many generations passed. Do you understand? Because the advent of Genesis 6 isn't, and the advent of Genesis 1 ends some few days. Do you understand? The gap between them ends some few days. The gap between them are thousands of years. Do you understand? The gap between them are thousands of years. So that's exactly what happened. Several generations came. And this time around, people were just clinging to the fleshly acts of the descendants of Cain. So that's what the Bible is trying to tell us over here. That the sons of man, those that used to be worshiping God, began to gain taste or develop some taste, some interest in the acts or in the actions of the sons of man. And thus they mingled up together, and they were also worshiping idols, and they began doing stuff that would look down on God. Okay, so when you study well the Bible, you get to know that though they mingled up, they married each other and other, but the Bible never says that they are the ones that gave birth to giants. The Bible finishes speaking about the sons of man and the sons of God mingling up. Okay, and it continues after the full stop, after a period, after having spoken of the sons of man and the sons of God. The Bible stipulates that there were giants also in the land. Okay, during that time, the sons of man and the sons of God were mingling up. Giants were also in the land. The Bible isn't saying they are the ones that had sexual relations and gave birth to giants. Study what the Bible. Not Shabir a lie. Study what the Bible. Okay? So your argument doesn't hold. You doing this argument based on biblical illiteracy. Okay, biblically, if you give out interpretation like this, you are illiterate. You understand? You are illiterate. This is biblical illiteracy. Study what the Bible. And I think that's exactly what's on top of the minds of many Muslims or several Islamic apologists. The Bible isn't saying actual angels had sexual relation or something like that. The Bible is talking about mere human beings, those that were worshiping God and those that were going by the fleshly, or those that were materialistic, or those that had no respect for God or had no regards for God and all that. You understand? So that is it. Okay, so talking of the sons of God, Noah was also the son of God. Okay, he was among the sons of God, but the Bible says that Noah found favor in the sight of God because he wasn't going by the act of the other sons of God. Okay, they had been drenched into the filthy stuffs of the descendants of Cain, and Noah wasn't just indulging himself into that kind of act. Do you understand? So that you have to study well the Bible. Well, what next?
No, there will be sex in paradise. There will be food in paradise.
This is what tells us for sure that Islam is about everything materialistic, everything material. There isn't anything spiritual about Islam. That is it. And there isn't anything spiritual about the Islamic heaven, the Islamic Jannah. The so-called Jannah in Muslims talk of, there isn't anything spiritual about it. So if there's going to be sexual competition in front of Allah in heaven, how dare you tell me Allah is holy and blah 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 blah? Look at that. Okay, the Bible teaches us for sure that all these physical stuffs happens on earth. They do not belong in heaven. Heaven is a holy place. Okay, and in heaven no one is going to think of sex. Do you understand? No one is going to think of sex. Okay, you are doing this because you do not study well the Bible. Okay, study well your religion. You would get to know for sure that your religion isn't going to help you. Okay, it isn't going to help you. Jason Paul, Malam Hafiz Buhari, Sheikh Nuhu, Sheikh Elias and Co. The religion isn't going to help you. Okay, The Bible doesn't speak of physical heaven. Okay, the depiction you give us in regards to your heaven, your Jannah, actually puts forth this idea that even this earth is holier than your heaven. Do you understand? Even this planet is very holier than your heaven. On earth, you've been given limitations in regards to marriage. But in heaven, you're going to be given 70 virgins. 70 virgins. Imagine Jason Paul standing there having been given this huge manhood. Okay, and 70 virgins has been introduced to Jason Paul, and his wife has been taken away. Okay, his wife has been thrown away because in heaven, the one you lived with on earth, you're not going to marry her. The women are of no importance in the Islamic Jannah. Okay, because she is no more a virgin. You had several lot of children with her. You get that? Not only Jason Paul, that's just an example, okay? It was just by the way. Okay, don't take it personal, Jason Paul. Shout out to you, hope you're doing good. Nice one. You see, so one thing is, the woman you are living with on earth, you no more going to marry her in Jannah. Okay, Allah is not going to give her to you. You're going to be given special ones. You're going to be given special virgins, women that has never been touched by men. They are virgins. They are having swollen breasts, very nice breasts, and they are having some good nipples. And excuse me, beloved, but that's the description of Islam. That's what the Quran says. Okay, this is why Muslims are dying. This is why the terrorists, okay, Boko Haram, ISIS, Al-Shabaab, Al-Qaeda, and all that. This is the reason they are causing suicide bombings, subway bombings, and all that. They die protecting Islam because they think they're going to be given 70 virgins, but they die to find out that it's never true. Wow, if anybody was getting up today and was coming to you today on earth to tell you what actually they are going through, you would say goodbye to Islam. Because it doesn't correspond to reality. How do we know this? We know this by knowing what actually is truth and what actually is reality. Truth corresponds to reality. We know what is real when we see one. Do you understand? That is very much unfair. Okay, it tells us of how you disrespect women in Islam. They are used like doormats for you. They are of no use, but they're going to be used in heaven as sex toys. Look at that. What next?
We'll have this in a different existence. It will not be the same existence here, where there is a foul smell and where there are negative effects that come from it. The pleasure will remain.
So you see, according to Dr. Shabir Ali, the Muslims will have those in different existence, these in different existence. It will not be the same existence here. No negative effects. The pleasure will remain. Look at this. Dr. Shabir Ali, excuse me to ask this question. I think you love sex a lot, right? Do you love sex? But I think you are married, right? How many wives do you have? How many women? So listening to him attentively, you get to know that he really won't agree. He really won't accept or accede to the fact that there's not going to be heaven, there's not going to be sex in heaven. No, he won't accept that. Okay? If Dr. Shabir Ali was getting to know that there's never going to be any sexual competition in Jannah or in heaven, surely he will leave Islam. Look at the way he's talking. He says in heaven is going to be something special. Okay? On earth, you'll be having sex and you become weaker. Okay, you feel the pain sometimes. If you have several lot of sex and all that, if you do not lie with or lay with one lady, one day, okay, unlike Muhammad, because according to Islam, the Prophet of Islam, Muhammad, was given the strength of 30 men. So therefore, in one night, he could have sex with 13 different women. One night stand. Okay, from this he goes to this, from that he goes to that, from that he goes to that, from that he goes to that. Muhammad, okay, so if you are not given the strength of 30 men like Muhammad was given, which was helping him to have sex with 13 wives one night, surely you're not going to be able, okay, on earth. So according to Dr. Shabir Ali, in heaven, such is never going to happen. Okay, the existence there is going to be different. okay, you're never going to feel the pain. You're going to feel the pleasure. So the pleasure you had in having sex with this woman will remain. And will remain when you get to this woman. It will remain when you get to that woman. It will remain until you are done with the 70. Even you'll still be stronger. And you'll be calling for more. Yeah, who else? Who is coming again? Who is coming again? I'm done with the 70 virgins. Who is coming again? And Allah will be like, more fearful. More fearful. That is in English. Congratulations. Allah will be congratulating the Islamic men. Okay? Allah will be congratulating you. Okay, G.S. and Co. If you make it to heaven or Jannah, surely Allah will congratulate you guys. Because I think even on earth you are very good. Or be getting with me. So in Jannah, Allah is going to congratulate you. This is very much uncalled for. It creates aspersion on Islam. It creates aspersion on your Allah. It creates aspersion on your religion. What next? Final, then we ended up.
But not the pain. Now what about kawaib? It doesn't matter if a Muslim said that. It is true that kawaib refers to women who have come to that age where their breasts have swollen, as opposed to young girls who do not have that.
Well, what about hawaib, okay? So you see, Dr. Shabir actually said that Shamoun was lying because hawaib doesn't mean swollen breast, but rather it means it means some excellent women or some beautiful women or something like that. Or be getting with me, or pleasant women, something like that. So when Shamoun was done telling him that this information was given by Ibn Kathir. Okay, he is a celebrated commentator in Islam. Okay, so it is by the tafsir of Ibn Kathir on Quran chapter 55 verse number 72. Okay, that is the tafsir Ibn Kathir gave. After saying this, okay, look at what, I'll listen to what Dr. Shabir is saying. He said that, what about Huwaib? It doesn't matter if Muslim says that it is true that it refers to women who have come to that age where the breast starts swelling, as opposed to young girls like Aisha, okay, who do not have that. Look at that. So according to Dr. Shabir, what actually Shamoun said was true. He didn't refute it. He says even if it means swollen breast, it changes nothing. Meaning he knew for sure it means swollen breast, but Muslims, in trying to protect Islamic orthodoxy, they employ what actually is termed as al-taqiyya, to lie to protect the orthodoxy of Islam. Look at that. So he acceded to the fact that Huwaib is actually making reference to swollen breast because it is actually stipulated in the tafsir of Ibn Kathir. Are we getting with me? Well, according to some Shabir again, the Quran is talking about or is making reference to ladies, women who are totally grown. Okay, who are aware that they are going to have sex and they're not going to feel any pain when they are drenched into sexual relation. Okay, so talking about swollen breast, it is opposed to little girls. It is opposed to young girls. But it is talking about adults. Well, this really reminds us of the fact that the Shabir is trying to tell us that Muhammad was pedophile. The Prophet of Islam was a pedophile. He defiled Aisha. Okay, he defiled Aisha. How old was Aisha? Aisha was 6 years. Muhammad was in his 50s. Aisha was 9 when Muhammad was more than 50. And Muhammad was able to have sex with a 9-year-old girl, 9 years prepubescent old girl. This is wickedness. Okay, think of how Aisha would be screaming. The pain she would go through. Okay, the pain she would go through. how he would be, she would be, what is it? What is it? She would be crying. She would be calling for her mother and her father. Abu Bakr was a wicked man. Okay, Aisha was the daughter of Abu Bakr. Abu Bakr was a wicked man. To give your 6-year-old girl, your 6-year-old girl's hand into marriage with this old man, or to this old man, are you not wicked? Or is it because he had wanted to become a caliph? Okay, so according to Dr. Shabir Ali, Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, was a wicked man. Okay, according to this interpretation of Dr. Shabir Ali, Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, was a wicked man. Okay, I know you cannot stand the heat. Do you understand? I know you cannot stand it, but you should bear with me. Put yourself in the shoes of Aisha, a 9-year-old girl. Because according to Dr. Shabir Ali, girls like Aisha's type are not going to be given to the Islamic men in Jannah. No. The women that are going to be given to men are those that are having their breasts swelled, meaning they are adults. Okay, they are virgins, but they are not kids, they are not children. Okay, they are not like Aisha's type. Do you understand? Meaning, according to Dr. Shabir Ali, if he was Muhammad, he wouldn't have had any sexual relation with Aisha because he would see her to be very young girl, because that time, where was her breast? She didn't have any swollen breast. So this is wickedness. Well, beloved, let's end it up here, and we continue some other time. Hope you get with me. Surely we're going to continue with the commentary on Dr. Shabir Ali's response to Sam Shamoun. Hope you get with me. Seriously, we're going to do several many stuffs over here. We run in logic on this, and we get to know that surely Islam is a scam. Hope you get to, because the Islamic heaven, the Islamic Jannah, is something physical. Muhammad was about everything material. Hope you get with me. He wasn't about any spiritual stuff. Islam doesn't correspond to anything spiritual. We get to me, though they have rituals and all that, and this actually is what tells you perhaps they are having some spiritual spirit and some spiritual backing or something like that. But everything is physical. All we get to me, you have to propagate or promote Islam physically, okay, by your strength, by your sword, by your gun, by all that. All we get to me. That's exactly what's in Islam. In Surah At-Tawbah, ayah 29, that's exactly what Muhammad told Muslims. You need to pursue everybody, anyone that do not want the propagation of Islam. Make sure to avoid that person so that the religion can stand. So I don't know my plight. I don't know my current predicament. I don't know my current condition, but I know God is my protector. So I do not fear saying the truth. May God richly bless you. Comment under the comment section. Drop your comments over there. Make sure to help with your like. Make sure to help with your subscriptions. Make sure to help with your shares and all that. Greetings to everybody. Mr. Peter Polly of Half a Church of Christ. Brother Binding of u.s.a. May God richly bless you for your generous act. Uncle Sam of Islamic Church of Christ, Italy. Uncle Sam of Toronto, Canada. Ghana House, Mom Esther Nim, that is Samia Samoa of Toronto, Canada, Church of Christ, Mr. Edu, also may God richly bless you all for your generous act and you helping us in sharing the program. And I have for service and an affair under the comment section there. May God richly bless you, brother. First St. Chroma, Boasso, Church of Christ 2, preacher, may God richly bless you, Mr. William Benjamin Nefi, my proprietor of Missouri Institute of Biblical Studies, Ghana, may God richly bless you all. Help us in sharing the program again. Bye bye.